For the basics of Google Docs, I recommend you go watch my Google Docs solo tutorial because this video will be primarily for how to use Google Docs to collaborate with others. Hi and welcome back to another tutorial. This time around, we will be looking at how to use Google Docs with others. First thing we're going to start off with is how to share the Google Doc with other people. To do so, click the big blue share button in the top right corner of your document. As you can see, there is an option to add people or groups. Adding a person is pretty straightforward. When you add someone, you can select from one of the three options from the drop-down menu. If you have the notify option checked on, it will send the person an email that you shared the document with them. For additional control options, you can click the gear in the top right corner of the Share tab. Now for groups, it is self-explanatory, but the groups Google is referring to is the ones you make on Google Groups, which you can access by either going to their website or Googling it. It can also be accessed through the 9 dots drop-down menu as well, but only for a specific type of Google account, which is called a Google Workspace account. Basically, it is a Google account for which you can pay for if you want that Google account to be restricted to a certain company or school. For standard Google accounts, they will have it @gmail.com at the end, but for Workspace accounts, another website will be in the place of @gmail.com, and their 9 dots menu will have a different layout. When you add a group, everyone that is in the group will gain access to whatever permission you give them on Google Docs. In addition, this system is dynamic as well, because if you add someone to the group, they will instantly gain the permissions of everyone else in the group, and vice versa if someone gets removed. When making a group, you can put anything for your name and description, but the group email address, however, must be available and unique. The next page over is the permissions of the group. The options are pretty self-explanatory except for who can search for the group. Setting only group members will make it so the group will not show up in public when other people search for it, while making it on the web will make it so anyone can search for it online. Workspace accounts also have the extra option for adding their entire organizations. Next page is also self-explanatory, except for the subscription option. Subscription is basically, if you post something to the group, it will send an email to every group participant. The each email option means that every post will be sent individually as an email. Digest means that up to 25 posts will be put into each email. Abridged is the same as before, both 150 messages, and no emails is self-explanatory. Top left will start a new conversation, and these basically are just texting both emails. On the right hand side we have conversations which you can approve of if you're a moderator or host, and in the members tab which you can see which members are in the group, pending, or are banned, and also the settings tab to change the settings that you set before when you were creating the group. Going back to Google Docs now, however, you can add groups and you can edit their permissions just like a person, except now it's going to apply to a whole group of people. You can also share the document by giving out the link, which is right under the Share with Peoples and Group window. You can set the permission to anyone with the link, which gives the permissions you set to whomever you give the link to, and it will show everyone who uses the link as an anonymous animal unless they've been added to the share list. On the other hand is the restricted option, which will only allow people you've added to your document to use the link to see the document. For Workspace accounts, you have the option to only share with the organization in your account name. When working cooperatively in Google Docs, there are multiple ways for you to communicate on Google Docs itself. Highlight a piece of text and on the right side of the page, you can see two options. One is for commenting and one is for suggesting. Commenting is self-explanatory. It will just add a comment attached to the text that you highlighted and people can reply to it, while suggesting will give you an option to make a change that is not set in stone yet. However, both will leave a little bubble on the right side for which you can accept it or reject it. There is also a mode specifically just for suggesting changes to the document. It will provide useful for maybe proofreads of others' documents. The other modes you have is editing, which is the default mode of the document, and viewing, which is what the document looks like if you only have permission to see, and what your document looks like before printing. In the top right corner of your document page, you can see a little chat bubble thing. That is for commenting history. In there, you can see all the comments and suggestions that have been applied onto your document. The comment options are All, For You, Open, and Resolved. The All option is self-explanatory. It will show all the comments and suggestions. The For You option is for the comments regarding you only, like replies or if someone adds you. The Open option is for comments that have not been resolved yet, and the Resolved option is for comments and suggestions that have been resolved, either by getting rejected, accepted, or checkmarked. But for deleted comments, it will not show up in the comment history, and you can actually delete your own comments from the comment history too if you were the one who sent it. Next to it is the presentation option for Google Meet, but honestly, you can just go to Google Meet to share tab and that will have the same result. One last thing to help use Google Docs collaboratively is in the File tab and then in Email. You can use this to email the document to other people or the people who you shared the document with, which will automatically email everyone involved in the document. That's going to be it for this tutorial. It was a quick and simple one this time. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below, and if this video was helpful to you, thanks for watching.